Lian, please just wait for 5 minutes, Vijay. I'll be just completing this class. Just wait for 5 minutes, Vijay. Okay? Lian, are you there? Okay, Harshita, we'll discuss the remaining ones in the next class, Vijay. Okay, we'll discuss the questions that we have already done in this class. Okay, in the Sunday's
Okay, sir.
class. Okay. So with this, let's
Yes.
end this class over here. Okay. Then take care. Bye
Okay, sir.
bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Welcome. Bye. Hi, Lian. How are you? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good as well. Thanks so much for asking. Sorry, Lian. Actually, there was some questions, so that's why.
No, it's fine, sir.
Sure, that's great. Let's start the class without any delay.
So we were doing that. I think we were doing groups of elements.
Yes, yes, yes. I think we've discussed universal selector CSS properties, right?
Yes, sir. We already did that.
We already did now. Yeah, we have to discuss this thing. We have discussed till the text formatting, right? So basically, Lian, in the font, we have discussed font, but after that, we have not discussed what is generic font family and what is pixel and all, right?
No, so can you actually explain this topic again then? Like the CSS from the
Chicken,
starting to
no
perfect.
issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically in the CSS properties, we have multiple things that we need to discuss, right? In CSS properties, we have to discuss what is basically your formatting, what is font family, what is size, font size, right? What is font color? Multiple things are there related to it. So text formatting is basically to beautify the text, right? Obviously, Lian, if this book is written, you must have seen that some text are bold, some text are small, some text are capital, some text are in different colors. Why? Because the formatting looks the book or anything beautiful, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
in the text formatting, we use different font style, different fonts letter, right? Styling, sizing, alignment, multiple things are there in the CSS properties of text formatting. First thing that we have is basically, Lian, that is text formatting we have discussed. So in the text formatting, first thing that we have is family font, right? What is the family of the fonts, right? We have talked about Times Roman, Garamond, Georgia, Sans Serif, Arial. These are the text which are there that we can use to basically look the basically to modify the text of the website that will look more beautiful. Okay, Lian. So here the
Yes,
font
sir.
family, for example, serif is the font family that includes the curved bases like Times Roman, Georgia, and Garamond. So these are the three things that we have in the single sans serif, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. Another family is also called monospace, which have Korean new copper plate Gothic. So these are the names of the fonts that we have in the family groups. Okay, Lian. Now, if we talk
Yes,
about the
sir.
generic family font is basically sans serif. So in sans serif, it includes Arial and Verdana. Okay, Lian. So it includes Arial
Yes.
and Verdana. Okay. Next is we have how do we measure the font size? So font size can be measured in pixels. The font size can be measured in points. The font size can be measured in percentage. So multiple things are there that we can use to basically measure the font size. First thing is basically we have the point, right? The font basically 1 pt. So basically font size is measured in different units. So the most common and default one, the most common and the default one is called point, which is called pt. And pt is basically what is 1/72 part of the inch. That means if you divide 1 inch into 72 parts, the one part of that 1 inch out of 72 will be equals to 1 point. Okay, Lian.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now, if we talk about pixel, so pixel means whatever the number of pixels are there on a screen, it measures that. So point and pixel are absolute unit of the measurement. That means their size are not determined in relation to the other size. That means if the screen size is big or if the screen size is small, it does not depend on that. It only depends on basically the specific range, the specific length. Clearly, Anne?
Yes, sir.
If we talk about relative measurement, which is EM and percentage. So EM is related to the last font size on the web page. So that means suppose this is the last font size of the web page. EM means the last point, the relative. We basically decide the point of the next thing based on this. What's the EM? And if we talk about percentage, so percentage tells you about the actual size of the window, right? So percentage is the size of font as percent of the current font size. Suppose you have heading 1, you say that 20% of heading 1. That means the size of the heading 2 would be equals to 20% of heading 1. That's what the percentage value is. Clearly understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. So percentage is this. If we talk about italics fonts, what are italics fonts? The way we write in the you can say italicized fonts is like basically curved, right? Cursive writing, right? Oblique means some sort of basically inclination is there, not straight. It's basically inclined, right? So, however, in most cases, both looks very similar to the eye, right? So, if we talk about color, we can use hexadecimal or name of the color as well. Okay, Lian, these are the another property. Font family, name of the font family, or any variant you can use. Sans serif, saris, basically Verdana, Arial, Garamond, okay, Times New
Yeah.
Roman. So these are the way of font families. Font size, pixel, point, em, and percentage. Right. Next, talk about
Yes, sir.
font variant. That means if it is small cap or basically normal. Normal means A would be capital. Then after that, this one, the name of the screen that is written, values, property, they are normal because the initial word is capital. Otherwise, they are small. Small caps means everything is small. Right, Lian?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Next is basically font style. What is font style? Whether it's italic, bold, oblique, normal, right? Font weight, basically, and again, if you wanted, basically, it's if you wanted lighter, normal, bolder,
Sir,
or
sorry.
bigger.
What is oblique?
Oblique means instead of writing cap like this, we write like this, just a little bit tilted towards the
Okay,
surface,
fine. Okay.
right? Font weight, as I said, letter spacing, if you want letter spacing to be normal or more than more than normal, so that can be done using the letter spacing property. Letter spacing 12 mean the normal distance between them, between the two lines, would be more as compared to the normal part. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
If you talk about text align, so text align means whether it is center, justify, right side, left side. Okay, Lian.
Yes, sir.
Just next is text decoration, whether we need to underline, whether we need to bold it, whether we need to strike through it, whether we need basically a dotted line beneath it. So text decoration can be done as well. Text transform, that means if you wanted all the text to be capitalized, if you wanted all the text to be lowercase, if you wanted nothing. So text transform means every case, everything in the basically like this would become lowercase. If you write down this thing, this thing would become all capital. That's what capitalize. Okay, Lian?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Word spacing, that what is basically the distance between the spacing between the words. That's what word spacing is. Word spacing 25 means this number is suggesting that the word spacing should be 25 points. Okay? So
Okay,
please,
sir.
yeah, please just go through it, Lian.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir, you can scroll down. Okay.
Okay, Leah. Chicken. Now let's
Sir.
yes, Leah. Now let's talk about font color. So basically, font color do what? Basically, it sets the just a second. It's basically what? It's basically sets the color, right, Leah? Just give me a second.
Yes, sir. Sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. And if
Sure,
you
sir.
talk about, yeah, if you talk about basically the font family displays the text, font size changes the size of the text, right? Font style display the normal, italic, font weight, heavy, lighter, right? Letter spacing again. So these are the fonts basically. Okay, Lian. Now, if we
Yes,
talk
sir.
about the font, basically this code, as you can see, the HTML is the tag, heading is the tag, style is the tag. So in this style tag, I'm defining H1 should be this color, font family should be this, font size should be this, letter spacing should be this, word spacing should be this, and text align should be right. Okay? So I have defined for the H1 heading, these are the rules that needs to be followed, right, Lian?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have closed this heading. Now I'm saying that para1 dot para1 means I'm basically defining the class over here, right? I'm saying that dot para1, the color should be this, font size, text decoration means overline. There should be some border. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Text transform, capitalize all the things. So as you can see, capitalized all the things. Font style oblique. It would be a little bit tilted. Font weight should be this. Okay. And it is closed. Now style tag is closed, heading tag is closed. Now let's talk about in the H1, CSS is a great fun added to HTML. Obviously, right? Now in the para, I have taken para class para as this. That means if I basically whatever I write in this para, the properties of para 1 will be applied over here. Yes or no, Lian?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So that's how I have ended the para. Now we have P in para. I have one more para. In that, I have taken style. This is inline styling. So I'm defining that I want a specific styling in this line. So what I'm defining color. I'm defining font family. I'm defining size of the font. I can do that. We have three types of font styling now. Inline,
Yes, sir.
in file, external file. Inline, this is what in file. Sorry, the inline. This is what in file. Internal CSS. Okay. So here
Yes,
I have
sir.
closed the tag and this is done. So here, Lian, HD H1. In the H1, what it is saying, this is the color. We have added this thing. In para, in this para, which is using para1 properties, dot para1 class. This is this. And this is basically the last para in which I have applied inline styling and the font size is what? Arial. So that is look like this. Okay, Lian Miche,
Okay, sir.
any doubt?
No, sir.
Please have a look at it. Please have a look at it, this code and let me know if you have any doubt.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, Lian. Now see. So if I basically apply, so this is basically look like, so now if I'm applying this property, so this thing should look like this. So CSS is basically a great fun to add it as great fun added to HTML, and there is a
Yes,
line
sir.
which is overline means above it. Okay, and CSS can be, so it's basically normal. So after this is the normal way to write it. But when you apply the colors, this would happen this. Okay.
Okay.
So basically now let's talk about it. Just a second, yeah. Okay. Now, if we talk about basically, one second. Now, if we talk about the text display, what do you mean by text display? So, display behavior of the text is determined by the rule called display
Yeah.
property or the display. Okay, that means whether
Okay.
the display property basically shows you basically if the values are used in inline, block, none. So basically, if I use the display tag, I have display equals to none. That means it will hide the tag content. So whatever the content is there, it will hide it because we are not displaying anything. If we talk about display block, so we'll display the tag content from the new line and occupy the complete width of the web page. Okay. So basically it will give
Okay,
the
sir.
text in the proper way of the web page. So this is the display tag. Okay. So first one is this. And if we talk about text indent means whether the text, if we basically suppose that, Lian, see this thing. After this
Yeah.
line, this P, there is some gap. This is called indentation, Lian. What it is called, which is indentation. So indentation basically gives you the idea that whether the text should be started in the new line after some space, or it should be new line without some space. So that's how the book or anything website looks more appealing. So text indent basically is used for that thing. So it adds specific spaces before the text layer. Okay. For
Okay, sir.
example, if I'm saying that style background color yellow, text indent property, if I use 40 points, the text would be starting after 40 point of space from the web page. Clearly, Anne,
Okay, sir.
please go through it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now if we talk about background style system again. So background style basically that how type what are the types of styles that we can implement in the background, right, Lilian? So background style is also
Yes,
one of the
sir.
most important part of the CSS styling. Okay, so now see this thing, background styling means background properties would be their background color, background image, background attachment, background repeat. So in color, we can basically make it transparent. We can make it with different colors, right? Background image, we can basically add an image to the background, right? Just like we do in the normal website, right? We can also apply the attachment, whether you wanted to scroll the website, whether you wanted to fix that website web page, because this is scrolling. Similarly, we also scroll on the web page. So that's what scrolling attachment is. Okay? Now background
Yes,
repeat
sir.
means the background will repeat itself for continuous time, whether you wanted to scroll that in the upwards direction or in the sideways direction. So both the cases are possible for the background repeat, Lian. Please, Bache, have a look at it.
Okay. Okay, sir.
As you can see, this is the first example that we can use to basically implement. So see, so we have first heading, right? In the style H1, we are defining that the background color should be 0 FF, blue color. In simple words, you can name of the color. We know that definitely. And
Okay.
basically, and the color means the text color would be this. And family font is impact. Text align means we are aligning that text in the center, and the text font would be large. Okay, Lian? Now I'm
Okay,
basically
sir.
closing the H1 tag. This is the properties that I have defined for H1, the heading one. Now I'm basically defining a class so that I can use this class for any of the para, for any of the thing. Okay? So this is specifically for H1. So this is basically para1 is a class that can use for any type of paragraph. So that is a common property that they can use in any of the paragraph. Okay, Lian? So
Yes, sir.
background image is basically given Edisoft logo.png. Family font is Arial. Font size is 100. So that would be the design of any of the para if I use para class in that. Okay, Lian? And this is
Okay,
done.
sir.
So if I basically write heading H1, so automatically this thing would apply in it because I've already defined the H1 properties over here in the internal filing. Okay? Next is
Okay.
basically I'm using in this class CSS can be applied to be a particular tag by defining its class. So basically I'm defining this class para1 for this paragraph. So that means whatever the properties are written over in para will be reflecting in the para. CSS can be applied in any tag. Okay, Lian? So that's how the
Yes, sir.
basically the class can be used in the, see, first thing, heading one is this. So definitely it's working fine. But as you can see for the para one, as soon as basically implement this para class, this is basically changed. The background is changed. If I use for para two again, basically if there is another para, if I use class equals to para one as well, the whole thing will be implemented for another paragraph itself because I'm using a common thing. I don't have to define it again and again. I'll just use the class name and the property would be implemented. Clearly, Anne?
Yes, sir.
That is very, very important thing to understand. If you have any doubt, just let me know, Vijay.
Okay.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Just give me a second. Similarly, if you want that the for basically if you want to change the you can say for the if you want to basically place a image in the body as well, you will just define in the body. You will define the body tag. In the body tag, you wanted this thing, background logo and repeat. So what would happen? This picture will repeat in the along the x-axis. If you do that, why? So it will go in the vertical manner. Chickilian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what the body tag basic, that's what we can define for the body tag as well. Similarly, right here it will only show in the body tag, right? Because I'm just only defining it for body tag. Okay, this style should be applied to the body tag only. Clearly, Anjay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what this basically tag do.
Okay.
Okay, just give me a second, please have a look at it.
Okay.
See, please have a
Okay, sir.
Please examine the last one as well, so that after that we'll end the class.
Okay.
Done, Lian Micha?
Yeah.
Okay. So with this, Lian, let's end this class here. Okay. In the next class, we'll discuss more properties, which is border, right? Margins, what are margins, right? After that, we'll discuss what is height property, right? We'll discuss that, what is width property. Okay. So I hope this is clear, Lian. Okay. So with this, let's end this class. We'll basically discuss these span division properties as well. So with this, let's end this class, Vijay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So till then, take care. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.